Meghan Markle's latest podcast venture has spectacularly dropped out of the streaming charts just weeks after hitting the airwaves. Meghan Markle, so her new podcast series, Confessions of a Female Founder, has failed to burn up the streaming charts. How bad is it really for Meghan?
Meghan Markle's shocking decision to crash the HBO Max Emmy nominee celebration without an invitation has backfired in the most catastrophic way possible. How bad is it really for Meghan? She thought she could show up uninvited, steal the spotlight from Hollywood's finest, and walk away a star. Instead, she got loudly booed and heckled right to her face, exposed on live feeds, and left humiliated before the cameras even clicked.
This is pretty bad, Gab. I mean, this show was a multi-million-dollar production. This was what she signed up with Lemonada Media for. Came out last month, the first batch of episodes, and it's just been a complete flop.
Picture this. A room full of real Emmy-nominated talent, respected actors, and industry legends. Meghan makes the fatal mistake of assuming she still matters. She arrives unannounced. No invitation, no RSVP, nothing. According to at least 3 senior event organizers, her name wasn't on the guest list. Security scrambled when they got word around 8:15 p.m. texts flying, earpiece whispers echoing. She slips in through a side entrance, camera ready, smiling, flanked by staff in black suits. It looked official, but it wasn't.
This week, it's out of the top 100 completely. So basically, in a span of a few weeks, the show has completely disappeared without a trace. I think this is a massive PR disaster for Meghan. She chose to interview...
The crowd's reaction? Boos? Eye rolls? Cold shoulders? Insiders confirm producers deliberately cut her out of all media coverage that night. She didn't just overstep, she walked into a room that didn't want her there, and they told her in Hollywood's clearest language, absolute silence and public rejection. It started with mutters like, "Oh no, not her," then groans, and finally, full-on booing from the middle tables packed with showrunners, execs, and A-listers. It wasn't elegant, it was direct, unfiltered, the kind usually reserved for disgraced politicians.
That of high-profile women that have built successful businesses, and she got some great people, the woman that created Bumble, all different types of business people, but, it never rang true because she's not a business person, Gab. She married a member of the royal family, and then they left the royal family and they made a buck, selling some secrets. But
Meghan was visibly startled, her signature smile flickered. But she pressed on, scanning for a friendly face. There were none. Hollywood royalty turned their backs. Zendaya pivoted away. Pedro Pascal excused himself and walked off. Even former acquaintances, producers, stylists, journalists refused eye contact. One entertainment blogger nailed it in a viral post. She floated through like someone chasing relevance, and everyone kept walking. At one point, she tried approaching a group with a director, showrunner, and Netflix exec. They all slowly turned away. It was so awkward, sources said. We felt secondhand shame.
And so I think on that level alone, it doesn't really work. And I think with podcasting, unlike with Netflix, it's not enough just to have this sort of surfacey stuff.
Of course.
When you want people to tune in every week and listen for 40 minutes, I think it needs a bit of substance. And this show had no substance.
Yeah.
Security hesitated. Do they escort her out? It was chaos, all in view of nominees and press. They let her stay, but sidelined her near the exit, offering water, not champagne, no interviews, no photos, no inner circle. She was treated like a ghost, present but ignored. That subtle rejection, far worse than a dramatic removal. This wasn't a red carpet open house. It was a curated event celebrating talent and merit. Meghan, with no involvement in any Emmy project, had no business being there. Her confidence made the fall sting harder. By the time she exited through the side corridor, escorted by awkward silence, the reality hit. This was a total collapse of support. Her name vanished from post-event press releases, her image scrubbed from official galleries. HBO's directive was clear: she's not in the edit.